Switch control allows you to use a Bluetooth or USB switch, mouse, or keyboard to make selections or trigger actions on an iPad or iPhone. You can also set up sounds, head movements, and screen touches to function as a switch. To create a new switch, open the system settings and scroll down to accessibility. Open Switch Control. Select Switches near the top. Here you can see and edit previously added switches and create new ones. Select Add New Switch to create a new switch. Select External to add a Bluetooth or USB button. We can also use the whole screen as one large button, so tapping anywhere on the screen activates the switch. Alternatively, we can use the camera to detect head movements to the left or right, giving 2 more options for switches. Lastly, we can make a sound to trigger a switch. There is a practice feature to see if you're making the correct sound to trigger the switch. Choose a sound that you can make repeatedly with high accuracy. In this example, we'll use a camera shutter, which has a button that is not currently mapped to any actions on the iPad. To add a Bluetooth button, ensure that Bluetooth is turned on and that the device is paired. Select External and press the button you want to map. After adding a switch, you're asked to choose an action. For our Bluetooth button, we can choose an action for a short press. With long press activated in the timing settings, we'll also be able to choose an action for a long press. We'll set the switch up for selecting while scanning. There are also options to trigger system functions such as tap, switch apps, start Siri or dictation, and many more options. Feel free to play around with the triggers to find what works best for your situation. Back on the Switch Control Settings page, scroll down to Switch Stabilization. Here you can alter the switch behavior based on the user's needs. Hold duration can be turned on to change how long the switch must be pressed before it is recognized. This might be useful for people who make selections by mistake. Similarly, Ignore Repeat can be used to ignore repeated selections made by mistake. You can specify the time within which repeated selections should be treated as a single selection. With the switch set up, you're ready to use it right away. Switches can be used while scanning or head tracking to make selections. Be sure to follow our lessons on setting up scanning and head tracking on iOS to try out these features.